Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is I, Ptah Shakur, here for the weekly Ptah Shakur Speaks program that is being broadcasted here live on the White Rose Community Television, as well as going out over Facebook and soon to be recorded onto the Rumble and YouTube. So like we always do at this particular time, we allow everybody to get a chance to get your items and things all together. We're going to do a little sound check. And in between that time, I'm actually going to be sharing this out to different individuals to help this message spread. So please go to YouTube, Ptah Shakur Speaks. Please like, share this with any individual that you feel as though that's needing of this particular information that I'll be going into today. As you notice on the bottom there, it says how does stress disconnect you from your God self, and how you can do a pineal gland activation, which will be, and oh, there we go, sounding pretty good there. Some said this out. Shout out to Sharif Ahmed. He is a very, very influential individual who started me on this particular journey, as well as for the Hour of Power broadcast that comes on the same very channel here on Wednesdays as well. So I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to hold for about 30 seconds or so. Please grab a pen and pad, get everybody together, and don't be late for class. So I'm going to go ahead and send this out to Sharif. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day out there. We got a lot to kind of discuss. We're going to kind of keep it focused on this particular topic. There's so many things going on and so many things that I have shared there on a YouTube channel there at Ptah Shakur. A lot of the events and things that I've spoke about going about a year and a half back really kind of jumping out of the headlines right now. We've got the things going on in the political world that needs some tending to. So with that, I'll go ahead and begin this wonderful program. This is a live call-in show. I don't have the number up there. However, if you're interested in calling in, the number always is 717-846-5067. That's a live call-in number for those who just tuned in. We're about to begin the broadcast very, very shortly. This is going out live to the White Rose Community Television here in York, Pennsylvania, as well as going out on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. So go ahead and send that out to my super friends. Hope you all enjoy. Before I get started, I got to do a disclaimer. Warning. The information you hear may excite you, may depress you, may trigger you, may cause a myriad of emotions. However, it's all understandable. However, I assure you the information that is coming across is peer-reviewed science, as well as being information that's been often overlooked in this particular world that we live in. A lot of the information that I will be going into is deep history, as well as new scientific findings, which, interesting enough, have not made their way into the mainstream news or have not made their way into the collegiate environments there. So that's my little warning. I love myself. I would never hurt myself. I would never kill myself. I'm a happily married man, looking to be a man within my community and help bring love and light to this wonderful experience that we're experiencing right now. So, like always, I begin with an affirmation. You can write this one down. Make it yours. Do a little tweaking in there. Understand that when you say I am, whatever you put after I am, that's with the power that you actually allow to grace you. So we want to make sure that we're saying everything in this most powerful and positive frequency. So with that, I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance and in each and every one, especially starting with myself. I come from love. I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I make all things new. So just a little part, just kind of give you a little understanding of what I'm about. I'm a Reiki practitioner, spiritual guide, channel. I am I'm a catalyst for change, and change is already here among us. I'm a bridge looking to explain where we are all going as a humanity, moving into this fifth dimensional version of Earth. This is also was something spoke about in the scriptures and scrolls when it says, "Behold, I see a new heaven and a new earth, for the old earth has passed away." So a lot of things that have been put into Revelation is really taking place at this time. So this information is during the great and dreadful day. This is great if you have this particular information, and it's quite dreadful if you're not experiencing this in your life. So, like always, this particular program is designed to educate, inspire, and motivate all those who are looking to find the best version of yourself. And it's kind of broken. Everybody's broken down into about 3 tiers. Those on the top tier, you're already aware of the divinity within yourself. I applaud you. You're doing your due diligence to make sure you're sharing your gifts and your wonderful spirit with the world. And so you already understand how you're not a drop in the ocean. You are an ocean in a drop, and how that double slit experiments have proven that we have a interaction with the physical things that are in our environment. So you control more of your reality than you think. You can't blame anyone or anyone else that's in your environment, or even in your mind, past or present. So for all my hooded youth, I love you. We love you. We actually believe that the youth that are walking around this face of the earth right now are some of the oldest souls in creation that have now chose to reincarnate back at this key junction in time to help the earth as it actually evolutes to go to this new level that I spoke about. And I told you to get a pen and pad, because I'm going to leave some citations, some notes, some references for you to go ahead and do some homework and check it out yourself. For instance, this one here. This one's for free. It's not going to be on the test. This is actually, scientists have actually proven that the molten center of the earth has slowed in its revolutions. And now it is in a state of returning, and we're going back. This is unprecedented times. If you have not realized by looking at the news that we're living in unprecedented times, you need to really really get a little slap on your wrist. Shame on you. You need to start paying a little more attention. So as that molten mass of the center Earth slows in its revolutions, what it does, it affects the electromagnetic north and south poles here in this wonderful portion of America, and particularly where I'm coming from you live with this particular broadcast. And so with that, you understand it's going to be changes of weather patterns, for sure. Change of the, not only that, because the earth is actually increasing in its frequency. It's like a sleeping dog waking up. That's the reason why you see these heat waves and things of that nature. Of course, mankind has done some things to attribute it. However, it really doesn't explain how all the different planets in the solar system are actually exhibiting this, as well as the sun as well, who's really, really close to actually flipping his poles right now. However, what does that mean for you and I? Because they say as above is below. So these different things that take place out into the cosmos certainly have a effect on you and I in our behavior. The enemies of truth and those on the hierarchy of society understand all this information. However, the laymen, or the common folk as they call us, we do not, and hence there's a lot of corruption of knowledge taking place. But relax. This is not a doom and gloom session. This is a session where I'm looking to share some love and light to help those that want to escape and actually find the divine portion of yourself. Like I mentioned, that was the high tier. Those that already know the knowledge and wisdom of that they're imbued with, that you are a co-creator species. Those are some of the middle track. You may start questioning things. You may have questioned your political systems, financial systems, education systems. You know, all things have to come to a form of slowdown or death, and for us to embrace the new in the life. So you may be ascertaining and discerning whether the information that's coming out of my mouth is factual enough. This is a live call-in show, so if you want to call in and we can have a wonderful exchange of ideas here at 717-846-5067, or you can go ahead on Ptah Shakur there on YouTube. See the plethora of videos that I have on there. And please go ahead and make a comment and then share this. Every share, when you share this high frequency knowledge with others, I promise you that actually will come back to you in the form of a blessing, as we used to say. Okay, now it's time for me to prove that on a scientific tip. And how I can prove that you can actually, when you put your foot forward towards humanity or the rise of something outside of yourself, service to others and things of that nature. What that actually does, as well as your actual words that you speak out of your mouth, actually get caught in what we call your torrential field. Everything in nature has a torus field. I don't have time to really go into that right now. However, torus field really explains when we speak about karma. Whatever you put out is what you get back. Things in that return and that idea. So we want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure that we're spreading love and light at this very, very key portion of time. Now, before I go into the crust of the conversation, I want to go ahead and share these particular videos. Like I said, really go on to a lot of whistleblowing accounts, a lot of deep history, things from the Mahabharata, a lot of Indian scriptures, a lot of ancient Kemetic parables, emerald tablets, things of that nature, things that are actually filling up the basement there at the Vatican, that they slowly have a very, very tight grip of whatever divine knowledge that has been in their clutches, and they're doing their due diligence to not let that slide out. If you disagree with this, go ahead and turn the back of your dollar bill over. I think I've got a couple dollar bills in my pocket. You'll see that there's a pyramid on the other side. That pyramid has the eye of Horus, the high eye of knowledge in that particular pyramid. And if you look very closely, you realize that it's not connected to the base. It's not connected to what we all can experience from this divine knowledge. No, only a select few have that knowledge. And so what their end game at this particular time is to get us fighting amongst each other, to get us in a very fearful state, and that will disrupt us from our God self, which is what we're actually going to be going into today. So you're really tuned in at a very, very right time. If you're putting comments and things on Facebook, I'll try to check it out every now and then. However, I'm here rolling solo here at the studio, so I'm going to try to do my thing. I'm going to do my stuff. So, first thing, recommended reading. Reading is fundamental. That's what I learned in public school. This is a wonderful book. Everybody can go ahead and check this book out. It's called Clearing Spaces by Kyrie Armand, I guess that is. So what that is these are techniques that you can use to heal your home. Information such as sage, Palo Santo, those type of things, even feng shui. It's very, very important to understand this metaphysical world and how that actually has a lot to play in your peace and happiness on this particular plane. Best believe. So those who know, already know. I told you on the fast track, you're already aware. Those that's in the middle track, you're still trying to discern and question and removing some of the belief systems that's been holding you back. And those that's on the slow bus, they've already changed the channel right now. They're not paying attention to anything that I'm sharing at this particular moment. However, that's all good. We love them as well. So, like I said, that's a recommended reading. And also, I am pleased, drum roll please, as I walk over to my little screen here. Boom. Now, this is a wonderful, very, very powerful young lady within the community named Krisha Drayden. She actually has a book signing, a couple book signings actually planned for this month. She actually put a very, very powerful book, and we just want to make sure we do our due diligence. That's what this program is about. If you have anything that you're looking to add to society, I'm gonna go ahead and take a seat right now. If you're looking to promote love and light, we need to hear about that. We hear so many things about individuals doing things that are mischievous or immoral with our society. That seems to take our attention away, and that builds into what these bad actors have planned for us, because remember, where your focus goes, so goes your power. So we're going to focus on love and light. We're going to focus on this wonderful author. Her name is Krisha Drayden. She's a certified mindset life coach and an entrepreneur of several businesses in York, with Our Sons and Daughters LLC, natural bath and body products, sea moss, sage spray, Palo Santo, candles and things of that nature, as well as, the Giver of Light LLC, which is a holistic service where they offer foot detox, reflexology, yoni steams, vaginal steams for ladies, chakra balancing, infrared sauna. So this is a wonderful place to go ahead and move into some homeopathic or some energetic healing. This is not any type of new foray. These particular knowledge has existed for some time in various cultures as well. However, it's really having a resurgence right now with a lot of people questioning the pharmaceutical companies and their exploits and how they treat you and I, and what are the results of it. You know, you keep getting these pills and then you take these prescription medicines and you keep refilling and refilling. Like, okay, when am I going to experience the healing of it? So Krisha Drade in this wonderful book is her mission is to share her experience and knowledge to inspire others and guide others towards a harmonious balance of spiritual, mental, and physical growth. So definitely want to go ahead and check that wonderful book. It's called The Transformational Power of Habit. Really, really key. Go ahead and check that. So we're going to just go briefly into our subject. I know you all are waiting with bated breaths. Breathasis. I don't want that one. Boom, like this one. Here we go. So now going into the crust of what we got. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and do a comment or call in, the call-in number is 717-846-5067. We're going to sit down and have a conversation with you, America. Listen up, America. This is a PSA, Ptah Shakur announcement. Now, the understanding that I've just kind of alluded to just in my little discussion there is that there is a tremendous experience of disinformation that is taking place. There's a lot of symbols and secrecy that's going on behind closed doors, like I said, with the analogy of what the dollar bill is, meaning that they don't want you and I, the layman's person, to understand how powerful we are. The power that you resides in your chest, you are an interdimensional being. When you lay down to sleep at night, the greater portion of yourself, you get the opportunity to download, have a little chat and everything. And when you move into this three-dimensional matrix, it's a certain rules that you're kind of governed by. And you can't bring the knowledge with you, unfortunately. You wish you can come in as a baby and don't have to learn how to walk again and talk again and things of that nature. But that's the nature of the game. Just imagine you are the greatest video game coder and programmer that lives. And so you want to test the validity of the greatness of what you are with this particular endeavor. So what you do is you make a game. And then immediately after you made the game, if there was a pill or something that you could take to cause you to have tremendous amnesia for a day or so. You take that pill, you have completely no idea of what you're playing, and then you actually go and master that game. That's how you understand the true expertise of your power. So a lot of us are in that same boat. All of us are in that same boat. This particular planet that we're living in right now is that school that we have things to learn about. So one of the things that I'm here to teach you today is about the glands in your brain. Anatomy. Now, notice your something called your third eye. Now, if you notice right between your physical eyes, if you would go back into the middle of your whole head, pretty much where this, what is that, indigo colored eye, what they call like the eye of Horus, the third eye, that particular pineal gland actually has rods and cones, believe it or not. And with this particular pineal gland, you'll see evidence of it in different societies. So if you notice here to my left, the other left. Yeah, it's way over here. You notice that on the Pope, for one, he wears that papal hat, which we'll get into at another time, and how that represents the Dogon fish god and how the fish actually, how that relates to Christianity. But if you focus on his actual staff, on the staff that he holds when he does his different announcements and pronouncements and engagements, it has the pine cone on that. And also, if you look further down, you see this particular image here is from Babylonian. There's a Babylonian speak about individuals named the Anunnaki. And the Anunnaki were what's the word? Progenist of the human species that actually created this version of man at this particular time. And one of the things that these individuals was holding in their hands was a pine cone. And as also, we've noticed with this large structure here, this is right outside of the Vatican, I believe in the St. Michael's Cathedral, and it has that large. So what is up with the pine cone? Why are the head of Christianity, the Holy See, what is the infatuation, what is the symbolism behind that? I'm going to Ptah Shakur, I'm going to let you know. So in this particular pineal gland, like I said, it sits back right between your eyes, and what it does, it has the photoelectric cells in it. So when the light gets dimmer, such as if you take it back to modern man before all these advent of this artificial light, the original man, when it started getting light outside, that's when this pineal gland starts to activate. And when it starts to activate, that particular gland is our link. It is our connection to the unseen realm. Now, you can't tell me that you don't understand anything about the unseen realm, because when you go to sleep at night, you remember all these vivid dreams and even has a body reaction as though it's really going on. So ask yourself, are you a physical being who sometimes has a spiritual experience, or are you a spiritual being living in a temporary 16 hours a day physical experience? I would say it's the latter. And so with this, the understanding of this, inside of your pineal gland is something called rhombohedron crystals. Rhombohedron crystals. I remember that because growing up, we watched so many violent images of Mr. Rambo and his carnage throughout the Malaysian area, just slaughtering individuals. So this rhombohedron crystal that exists inside your pineal gland is actually shaped of a hexagon. Believe it or not. Yes, I'm sharing with you that inside of your physical body, everybody, yours is not a different shape. You have crystals inside of your body, inside of these glands in particular, in your pineal gland that is six-sided. Now we understand a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do a little sidebar, and then I get back to my topic here. So if you also notice that on the northern pole of the planet Jupiter, it has this six-sided shape. And this thing is huge. This thing is the size of its countries. That is a perfect six-sided. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and do DuckDuckGo. I don't recommend doing Google unless you want to see hexagon crystals when you're going on your social media account. Go ahead and do DuckDuckGo and actually go ahead and check this out. Okay, now back what I'm saying. So really everything in this third dimensional matrix is bounded by the rule of six. That's the reason why when water comes into a frozen state naturally, it actually goes into a snowflake, which is a six-sided shape. They 666. They didn't say like the number of the man. So anyways, this six-sided crystal is there inside of your pineal gland. So what does that do? And this kind of goes into a little bit more of the anatomy effect, is that when we breathe, and before we leave on out, I plan to do a breathing exercise. I got individuals asking me, what is the proper way to breathe, Ptah? And I've noticed, I've said before about the 4-4-8. Breathe in to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 8. Just want to make sure that I'm coming live in. More of the anatomy effect. Here we go. Okay, we rocking and rolling. Just want to double check. Make sure you've all paid attention right there. Please like and subscribe. Like I say, go to Ptah Shakur there on YouTube. So like moving and grooving. Now understand this. You have something in your body called your spinal fluid. Now, I just got hip to this maybe about 2 years ago. I remember there's a movie out called The Avatar, the new one. Avatar, The Way of the Sea, or something of that nature. So this is what, not Avatar with the air bending and all that. I mean Avatar with the blue beings running around. And so in this particular movie, there was a scene where the bad guys actually captured this large aquatic animals like a whale or some type of species similar to that. And so what they did was they went inside the mouth of this particular animal and drilled a hole up into the roof of its mouth and actually captured some fluid that they came there for. They said, hey, you showed it in a particular vial. They said, this here, this is what we came for. This is worth billions of dollars or whatever. And so he just walked out of the mouth of this particular animal, and they said, what are we going to do with the rest of the animal? Like, it's a tremendous waste. Let's eat it, burn it, do something of it, do real productive. They said, just leave it alone. That's what they came for. Now, what that is sharing here, alluding to, is that in your brain fluid is comprised of more like a saline solution. It's very, has a lot of piezoelectric properties sitting in this salt water. So your brain and your spinal column, which your spinal column is a part of your brain, it is bathed in this salt saline solution called your spinal fluid. And so when you inhale, the actual sacrum bones in your skull begin to open up just so very, very slightly. And what that does is allow some of the spinal fluid to drip down into your spinal column. So, and then of course when you exhale, it closes back up. So there's a method of breathing, which we're going to do very, very shortly, in which you can activate this piezoelectric effect. So let me share what you're going to be doing, share what it's all about, then we're going to kind of double back. So when you do this particular breathing breathing exercise, you actually put pressure on your spinal fluid. And as that spinal fluid starts to rise up and make contact with your pineal gland and activate those rhobohedron crystals, it actually causes those cones and rods to activate, where you can actually, with your eyes closed, start to visualize and have an effect of seeing, much like you do with these two eyes right here. It is alluded to in the story of Santa Claus. Yes. How we pivot to Santa Claus? Let me explain. Inside of your brain is something called the claustrum. And those who don't know, and I know I got a couple people on my Facebook page, my shout out. Also, shout out to my 120 YouTube subscribers, soon to be 120,000. Shout out to all my Starseeds light workers. We are the new founding fathers of this creation, and so what we're looking to do is spread love and light to all of our reflections that are walking around the physical earth that we call our fellow human beings. We want to make sure we do that so we can flip all these cards over and rise with this evolution of the planet. But back to what I was saying. So, Santa Claus. In your brain is this particular claustrum, and it tells the story about the travel of this particular fluid through your body to activate this divine healing sight. This is what those in Kemet, those in Egypt, this is what they were speaking about, entering into the netherworld and things of that nature. There's a way you can travel with that by activating and being aware of this particular thing. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and this is just a simple explanation of how it is done, and then this is a good little far way. Make sure I cover all my bases here. Pineal gland, like I said, you see there in the background. That is also, like I said, about the cone, rhobohedron crystals. Now, this is the breath biology. Let me see how much time I got right here. So, boom, look at the clock there. Okay, we're looking good. You're looking good. You're feeling good. I'm glad you're all spending this wonderful time with me. This is a tremendous time to be alive, folks. I've said it before. If you go back to Ptah Shakur there, and when I started in January 2023, I said keep your eyes on the skies. I said beware of the earth changes, earthquakes, eruptions, and things of that nature. The key thing in that is not to get caught up in the fear based of that, because we're easily controlled when we're in that fearful state. Believe it or not, this is how you activate your higher self. And this is actually how you can have that positive karmic relationship with the events in your life and with the people in your life. Because if you're not aware of this particular information, it's really going to set you up. And so while I'm on the idea of that, as far as your pineal gland, there are four. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 things to consider, more than consider, to be alarmed at, that is being propagated by this society to keep you from reaching this activation. There are 4 things that you can place into your body that it can make this opportunity to move into your divine right. You would never experience it if these 4 things are not addressed ASAP. Number 1 is fluoride. Yes. Overabundance of fluoride in the body calcifies the pineal gland, therefore causing it not to act properly when those particular factors are playing inside of your body. So if you look back at that, I know when individuals, I'm in, I ain't gonna tell my age a little bit, but I came from the age where we have fluoride pills. You had to stand in line. Before we had to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Don't mind that. Don't mind it at all. I think we all need to do some more of that right now anyways. But it gave us these fluoride pills. Oh, You had to put the fluoride pills, you had to chew it, and you had to actually open your tongue and show that you have it on your tongue. This is the level of indoctrination we had to go through at that time before they realized, okay, we can do it we can do it another way. Let's put it into our Dasani water and all this non-natural water that has us continually going to the hospital. So understand that Coca-Cola and that Dasani, oh, I never will hurt myself, I'll never kill myself, I'm a happily married man. Let me go ahead and say that again. But that Dasani water, bottled by Coca-Cola, that very has a lot of different additives in it that kind of cause you to even get more and more hungry. So fluoride, that's one. If you don't believe me, go ahead and write this down. IG Farben. IG, not for Instagram. There's an individual who was a German pharmaceutical individual during the Holocaust. That's not. During the Holocaust, you ever wonder how they could take so many million of impoverished and sickened individuals and actually lead them as a mass extinction? How there was no fight, it was easy peasy. From the footage, it looks like everybody's just. Why? How? This is how. When IG Farben decided to share with the individuals there, the Nazi party, how to put massive amounts of fluoride in the water. When you put fluoride in the water, what you get? You get individuals who can barely stand. So this is what we put into all of our fluorides and all. Check your, put in your toothpaste, your little gums and all that, little fresh and breath gums. Oh, that's number one. Pay attention to that. Go ahead, I told you to write pen and pad, write this down. Number two, Wi-Fi. Now I'm going to go into, honestly, I'm going to do a little bit more deep dive into the actual how of Wi-Fi, and I'll make sure I'll get back to everybody with post haste. So number three is this particular chemical. This is called beryllium. It's a very long chemical. That chemical is what is put into a product called Roundup Ready. Ooh, I'm getting myself in trouble here today. Monsanto. There was actually a documentary that I watched about maybe 10 years ago called The Future of Food. Check that one out. Future of Food talks about Monsanto and how they actually put these GMO, genetically modified ingredients, and what that really is and how that is actually a patentable item. So much so that when they started to grow it into the rural of North America, and this is darn shame was taking place to our farmers as well. I can't let that one slide. Because what they would do, particularly when they had these Monsanto plants, Monsanto farms, sectioned around or adjacent to local farmers and things of that nature. And so since they have a patent for the GMO that's in the particular plant, they decided to spray, this is called pesticide. Let me slow down. Roundup Ready is a pesticide. It's a pesticide that is known to show is sprayed upon particular plants. Then they decided, hey, let me not spray it on the plants. Let's just modify the seed so we can have the pesticide in the seed. Hence, that seed is a genetically modified organism that has the DNA or has the structure of it placed in the seed. Now, these are special seeds. So when it comes to disperse them, they're supposed to stay right in their little Monsanto farmland. But just imagine the wind would drift, or imagine one of those Monsanto employees was a little haphazard with the spreading of his seeds. No diddy. And it just happens to go over into the other farmer's property. And then when they come do their annual check, and they find out, you got some of our genetically modified organisms there on your little farmland, buddy. Eminent domain, taking over farmland. Hey, that's their particular property. So if it's in the plant and they could track it to a genetically modified, what happens if you were enjoying or building your body up with vegetables that actually come from this particular Roundup Ready? Something to think about. It can come for their stuff right inside your body. So number one, I'll say it again, this is the things that will shut you off. I'm talking about activation, but to deactivate a person's ability to move into this unseen realm and understand the power and divinity that's with inside you. 4 things to stay away from. Fluoride. Avoid it like a bad habit. Go ahead and get some Toms. Get some other toothpaste. I know people say, oh, you about your teeth. What about your teeth? What about your health? Number 2, like I said, Wi-Fi. Number 3, this particular item that they have put in Roundup Ready GMOs. And number 4, aluminum. Yes. For all my conspiracy theorists out there, I salute you. Conspiracy factists. That's a word. Just making up words here. But aluminum. If you notice, aluminum is in a lot of these deodorants. If you notice, aluminum is also in something called chemtrails. Before everybody goes into a tizzy, starts running around like Chicken Little, let me just share with you that we are moving into the Great Awakening. We are moving into the time that the scriptures speak about the return of the Mach, the return of the Christ consciousness is here. The minds are leading to that with 2012. And so this is the time for this truth to kind of come on. Now, I was always wishing for a show like this to take place. However, I didn't see it around, so I'm doing the best that I can to explain what's going on. So, chemtrails. If you look upon that sky, now I understand. I'm coming from a scientific base. I don't think I need to go back through the resume of who I is. Now, understand that when you're looking at the sky and a plane is traveling, of course, it's going to have some disruption in the upper atmospheres in the form of water droplets and trails. And if you really pay attention to the sky, you will understand that that trail dissipates after a period of time. However, when you look up in the morning, you see a vapor line that extends from one side of the sky clear to the other side with no evidence. Sometimes they even cross. You'll see them all dotted. That's unnatural. Come on now. We're not falling for that. That is aluminum, folks. That is aluminum that is sprinkled on during your children's soccer matches, or you're out with a date, eating some frozen yogurt and such. This is what we're getting embedded with. And there's certain things, when we become aware of this, certain things we could do to counteract that. So, boom, stay away from the be aware of the Wi-Fi and the 4G, 5G, and all those other type of things. It's very important to get out in nature every now and then. Understand that the bad actors, their end game is this. I'm ruining things for them. They don't like me at all, folks. Some people are scared of them. They scared of me. This is their end game. End game is to get you and I in a very, very short amount of time, all of us in these little small cubicles, aka housing units. And by using these artificial intelligence, using these VR glasses and things of that nature, they actually, when you start to interact with your brain waves, with these particular devices, there will be a point in time where it will sync, so to speak. And not only are they gathering up all of this information, where your eyes twitch, which way your eyes move. When you're looking at your screen, that screen is studying everything about you. Let alone with your likes and your dislikes and the picture of your families and your dog. We're giving this information to individuals to learn about us. And then on the back end, they're taking this information and they're installing it into these AI supercomputers to get a complete map, DNA genome map of every single man, woman, and child. For what? I don't know. I don't know everything, y'all. This is Ptah Shakur. Like I said, it's time to wake up, people. And so, just like I broke it down there, those are 4 things to kind of stay away from if you want to do this activation and actually move into your higher self. Because best believe you don't want to stick around for what they got planned for you. Now, this is, I said a new heaven and a new earth. That means 2. What does that mean? I say great and dreadful day of the Lord. What does that mean? That means for those individuals who do not choose to activate the divinities within themselves in any move and evolve the way that life is supposed to be. Yes, it means you're supposed to be doing something different with your life. If you, like I said, the angels and demons actually wear the same jersey. So if you get a little whisper in your ear, hey, it's time to move. It's time to get a different job. It's time to find a different partner. This individual is not allowing your heart to be. Your heart had this thing called cognitive dissonance. When your heart is calling for something, but your programming and your ego and your indoctrination and your personalism won't allow you to achieve that, then you're at war with yourself. Sadness, depression, run rampant. And the individuals out here, yeah, they'll do their best to give you some pharmaceuticals along your way, and with a prescription too, so you can keep that money constantly inside of their pockets. However, we're here to break all that up. So that's the end game that they have for us. Now, if you want to stay on the slow bus and I'm just going to do what my elected official is, I'm just going to go ahead and give me 4 or 5 more jabs. All right, that's fine. That's cool. You will come around to a point where you're understanding this wonderful high vibe, this heavenly experience, which said the gods walked amongst us and we walked with the gods. You'll get to there. It's kind of like playing Candyland. You know, who really wants to go all the way around the the trail? It would be great to get on the Sunday slide or the whatever it's called, ice cream road slide or whatever. So this is what this opportunity that I'm presenting here for you. So we talked about things that setting us up. We talked about the Wi-Fi, talking about the aluminum, talking about the Roundup Ready, and we talk about the fluoride. Now, how to activate it. Here we go. First thing is you put yourself in a very comfortable setting. Understand that the enemies of truth are doing the very due diligence to make sure you have no time for yourself, no time for your family, no time for your peace of mind. Remember, your health your health is your wealth. So it's time for your mental health. Please spend a mental health time. If you got to call off of work, just lie, make up an excuse. You need that need that experience, and go out into nature. Go take a walk. Go hug a tree. Get out of there. Get some of the sun right now. The sun is sharing a lot of really timely energy for those who sun stare and things of that nature, or allow the sun to embed the energy in your face. You all already agree with me. So put yourself in a relaxful state. 2 main things. These are things to understand before we get started, because I've been doing some 101 stuff. Now I'm trying to go a little deep doing some 202. This is going to go into some real hardcore stuff very, very shortly. So put yourself in a comfortable position, seated position. Close your eyes. Number 1. When you close your eyes, shut off that sense. Your other senses will heighten. Understand that your eyes pull in so many millions of bits of information, and understand it doesn't download all of that to your cerebral cortex. No, it deciphers through indoctrination and belief systems what it wants to keep and what it wants to go. I know some of you all right now experiencing that right now. It's just going over your head and across your ear, but it's cool. We all have a chance. So what you want to do, close your eyes and breathe. Your chest capacity and your brain capacity are linked. So when we find that we're in this fearful mode, then we're definitely unable to access this peace of mind. And in that mode, we're always focused on survival. They call the reptile brain. Anybody in law enforcement, anybody in the medical field knows what I'm saying is true. It's called the reptilian brain, meaning the base of your brain, the old brain as they call it, meaning it's closer to your brain stem. The way that the brain stem works, whatever is closest to the stem, that's the oldest part, and then the newest parts of the brain, as we evolve, start to blossom out like that. So the old part of your brain, which is called the reptilian brain, that's the fight or flight. And believe it or not, interesting enough, this one's for free. If you look at the embryo of a reptile, and the embryo of a human, they're identical. Then you understand. You look at the dollar bill, you see that green tint, you see the green scaly complexion. We have more to deal with, more in common with reptile species than we think. So I'll just leave it at that. So I'm on the TV show right now. I'll call you back. Thank you. Love you. My wonderful daughter gave me a call. So, like I said, so you want to close your eyes. You want to get away from, like I said, that reptilian brain. When we are involved in stress, in that survival mode, when you're not knowing how your bills is going to get paid, because understanding the price of food, isn't it interesting? The price of food is increasing, and it's not keeping up with inflation. It's not keeping up with the wages. The price of everything is going up, but the price of what you're actually getting paid is going down. Meanwhile, the 1% of the population owns 99% of all the wealth and the resources, but majority of us have to live in this mindset. And when you're living in this mindset, you only focus on three things. You focus on your body, you focus on your surroundings, and I forget what the other one is. But anyways, so if you're living in that society, your environment, your body, and time, excuse me. So if you notice people that get involved in conversation, that's all they have to talk about is how tired they are. My body hurts. My body's this. My body's this. My body's this. And talking about the time. Oh, the time is so hard. It's so long. I can't wait to get off of work. And then talking about, hey, did you hear about the assassination attempt? You know, those we involve our world within that. We are living in a very agitated state and don't even know. And that agitation, believe it or not, can become a very addictive. We can actually be addicted to our body's adrenaline response to this stress. So the point we just get used to not having nothing, and nothing is plenty for us, but we find ourselves not being able to kick that because of the adrenaline rush that we receive as a result of this fearful experience. Believe it or not, the enemies of truth, they think they got us locked. They think they got everything locked down, but hey, we shall rise. And this is how you rise. So when you close your eyes, and you're out, and you're no longer, you're feeling abundant, you're feeling grateful for what you have. Because in this world also, they always tell us we need more. You got this, you need more. You need a new version. You need to upgrade. You need to upgrade. You need to upgrade. But being very, very gratitude brings you in a point of wholeness. Be very, very appreciative for everything you have out there. There's something called the Ho'oponopono, which has been very, very instrumental in my life. And I think I did do a little show on that one as well. Please check that out, and I'll mention it in the future. It's 4 main mantras that you speak of. Thank you, I love you, please forgive me, and I'm sorry. Just the power of those particular words actually activate and put you in a state of, at least a state of neutrality. So come to that state of neutrality, close your eyes, focus on, come to a place, find one thing that you appreciate. And if it takes you more than 5 minutes, you know you're dealing with something. It could be something very small as a stoplight. Hey, I appreciate this stoplight for being here. I appreciate the sticker at the gas station that says, have a nice day. Thank you. Just small things like that. Find that appreciation. You bring yourself out of that survival mode. Now you're operating in neutrality. On the map of consciousness is about 200 to 400. Now to access to these particular realms, this is what you do. You take deep breaths. I would say to start off, just take the deepest breath you possibly can. And blow out of your mouth once. Once. Nose is for breathing, mouth is for eating. And then from there on, you're breathing into the count of 4. 4, hold to the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out to the count of 8. So you breathe in to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For all those individuals, it's easy. Anybody can become Ascended Master. It's easy. Do that for more than 2 minutes. Now, what you experience is that you'll have so many reasons and excuses not to do it. And you'll be having different thoughts while you're doing it. Okay, I'm supposed to pack lunch for tomorrow, and I got to put it. I forgot to tell my wife that there's going to be a myriad of things that your body consciousness is going to throw at you to keep you from moving into this new paradigm. Understand that your body consciousness is not you. It is the second version of you. I've said this multiple times before, and I'll say it again, that your body consciousness is what is imbued in your body right now. You're not eating, your body is eating for you. You're not breathing, your body is breathing. You are tremendous technology. In the portion that you have your mind, and then you have your body to take care of things while your mind is busy doing other things. However, the things that we've been doing have not been at the level where we would need to call upon our higher selves. That's why one thing such as the pandemic, which was very, very key, because it allowed people to get out of their body consciousness. Whereas you was used to walking and you're going to work and you're waiting for the bus, you get your coffee, and you flirt with the lady at the desk, whatever the things you were doing. Now you find yourself, because of COVID, you're sitting in your house like, I don't know what to do. And then your body consciousness is like, I don't know what to do. Some people's freaking out, just in the room, just jumping around. Your body don't know what to do. So this says, okay, brain, mind, higher self, what should I do? And a lot of individuals spent that time removing different belief systems at that time and actually evolving themselves and started a lot of business and actually found their purpose. So if you haven't found your purpose out there, shame on you. Now it's time to actually do that and see the new world that waits for you. So when you breathe to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4. Breathe out to the count of 8. If you do that for about 5 minutes, you find yourself in a peaceful mode. You can do that, then you can actually go and interact with your children a little better. You can then interact with your coworkers a little better. Because now you have a little bit of a perspective where you're able to see the irritants and you won't be triggered as much, and you start to understand this unity consciousness thing. Like I said, everybody outside of you is a mere reflection of you. So when you look at these interactions, you say, what I got to learn from this? What I got to learn from me about me? So that's on a whole nother level, but this is how you get there. Those breathing apparatuses, and I said that before, and I got some bonus footage here for you. So when you do that 4-4-8, at the same time when you breathe in, you want to hold these muscles. I don't know what the muscles called, your abdominal muscles. You want to hold those like you're sucking your belly button into the center of your body. You want to keep that, let's say keep that. I'm not going to tell you when to do it. Just keep that particular pressure with that muscle being completely tense while you're doing this breathing apparatus. That is how you put pressure. Because like I said, when you breathe and you hold, you cause that sacral bone in your brain to distribute the spinal fluid, and it causes pressure on your spinal fluid, what actually goes down and comes back up, hits these ribbohedron crystals, and you start to have out-of-body experiences and things of that nature. Astral projection, you can call whatever you want to call them. And believe it or not, they're doing studies in universities now with something called DMT. I believe it's some type of chemical that they use, some type of, I don't know if it's a drug or something like that, but they're finding out, they're trying to synthesize it in small amounts. They have these studies where they induce these particular DMT in these students there at this college, and all of them are having the exact same experience of what they see, who is being expressed. So it really kind of peeks through the veil, that unseen veil that we're experiencing here in this third dimensional matrix. So there you go. Broke it all down for you. Pineal gland, this is something that the wise have been holding on to. Even the Holy See has been evident of that. How to activate that is to, first of all, be aware of that being there. And before you go to bed, sometimes people have, I can't sleep. It's, what you want to do is, because of all this lights and unnatural lights and laptops and mobile devices and things of that nature, you definitely want to spend some time and just close your eyes. And you'll notice you'll probably see a bunch of lights because your body is still playing off of, the stimuli that it was experiencing. So go into a dark room, meditation, these are things that get you right on track. So like I said, this is Ptah Shakur. I thank you all for joining me for this wonderful broadcast here. This particular program comes every single Monday. I know it took some days off there, but I know I make sure I have a video placed in my absence. This particular program, like I said, goes out to White Rose Community Television here in York, PA, and expanding throughout the social media realm there on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. I've been asked to get on TikTok. It's a lot. It's a lot. I need to hire somebody to do that. And if you're actually hearing this information and you're not within the York, Pennsylvania area, and you would like me to come out and maybe have some dissertations or come and explain some of the things that I'm about, please send an email to ptahshakur@gmail.com. As well as we're going to be bringing back Ptah's mailbag. I got me a little hat, I ain't going to tell you what I'm going to do. It's going to be so crazy. So anyways, this is Ptah Shakur. I see myself as the conscious news anchor. So I'm bringing a lot of news items, real factual things that is very, very provable. Like I said, live call-in show. You can always give a call. The number's always going to be the same, 717-846-5067. I'll take the time to go look at these comments when I get opportunity. But I'd like to thank you all. Before I leave on out, I'll make sure I get this message to the youth. Like I said in my little intro, we believe that the youth are some of the most powerful souls in creation that chose to reincarnate at this time in 2024 to help with the ascension of the third D Earth moving into the fifth D Earth. So we want to do our due diligence to make sure we activate our youth and we guide them and we remind them of their power. So if you're over the age of 30, you got something to teach these kids. Don't be scared of them. They understand what a real is. And I guess if you have real, I don't know, support people that are actually reaching out to these youth. So we must focus on the youth. We must teach the youth how to budget and use time. And above all, teach them the truth that time is their greatest asset and the cheapest. We must teach the youth the basic motives in which all people are influenced and show them how to use these motives in acquiring the necessities of life, the necessities and the luxuries of life. What I mean about that is if we talk about the laws and principles of creation, laws of attraction, how you can actually bring into your existence home, wealth, money, good people, whatever it is that you want. There's a way that you can align your frequency by having appreciative and bringing in your emotions and using that power of imagination. Yes, a power of imagination brings whatever you need into your existence. And remember, the Native Americans didn't pray for a God for it to rain. Sure didn't. What they did was they imagined it. And they used the power of their imagination to run their particular world. And believe it or not, your imagination is being used to fund this world, just not in the way that you prefer. Think about that one. So we must teach the children what to eat, how much to eat, and the relationship between proper eating and sound health. That whole aspect of eating 3 times a day, that is out the door. That is totally backwards. And even what to eat. If you notice the foods that were being, the things that were being displayed to as food is missing a lot of key nutrients. Go ahead and go shopping and look at the back of your ingredients. If you haven't, start looking in the back of the ingredients. You're probably in that slow bus. But if you want to get to the middle group, start looking at the ingredients of your food. Understand where it says genetically modified organisms. You didn't see that in there 10, 20 years ago. You can say, oh, well, that's just in the food. Everything's in the food. I'm just going to eat it. All right, stay on the slave bus. Okay. So anyways, we must teach them how to eat things such as sea moss. We need to eat things that produce life. Light and life at this time. A lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits and things of that nature. And we got to start growing some of that stuff too. We need some organic stuff because they build them in them. The Gates Foundation is sent $1 billion to the Caltech to find a way to put some mRNA vaccine viruses into the lettuce, y'all. Listen to what's going on. Really, please do your own due diligence. So we must teach our children the true nature and the function of the emotion of sex. And above all, teach them that it can be transmuted into a driving force capable of lifting one to the greatest heights of achievement. That goes into visualization and teaches them how to be very, very premeditated in the whole process of sex, including the individuals that they choose and making sure that they're being synced. So you have a tremendous energy infusion to actually help bring positivity to life, believe it or not. So we also must teach the children to be indefinite in all things, beginning with the choice of a definite major purpose in life. If you're between the ages of 17 to 21, you should be failing. We are not looking for anybody under the age of 21 to master anything. What we want is for you to go out and try. We want you to fight. We want you to try to find what it is your calling in life. Not wait for your calling to come knock up on the door and come talk to you. Get that major purpose in life. And we also must teach the children the difference between temporary defeat and failure. I teach this to the youth, that failure is actually a part of success. It's a step towards success. Anyone who is a high-functioning athlete would tell you that. If LeBron James loses a game, and the U.S. team almost lost, by the way. So individuals that when you lose certain things, you want to make sure you go back to the drawing board and actually find whatever seed of victory. So it's a program here. Like I said, check me out, Ptah Shakur. They're on YouTube, and I ask everybody, get in contact with your divine, find your peace of mind. And when you find your peace of mind, I promise you, you'll get in contact with the God divine within. And when you get in contact with that God divine within, share a little bit of that light with your fellow human beings. And let's do what we can to help this particular situation. This is Ptah Shakur, and love and light to you all.